A old man once said, "Look beyond what you can see, then you can see the ultimate light." With this note, I'll move on to my presentation titled "A Study to Assess the Adhesion Properties of Osteoblast upon Chitosan Extracted from Shrimp Shell." Before moving on to my study, I'd first like to talk about the bone graft production and their impact on our environment. Despite various efforts taken by the government and the private bodies, environmental hazards in the form of air pollution, water pollution, and land pollution has been increasing at a rapid rate. This is mainly because of the pharmaceutical companies who produce toxic waste directly into the air, water, and soil. Having said that, the pharmaceutical companies produce high amount of pollution. A study conducted in 2016 found that dental bone graft production is one of the industrial processes that cause high amount of pollution. This is mainly because the currently available dental bone grafts are alloplastic, meaning they are either purified from plant and from animal and human sources or synthesized artificially. During these processes, they produce harmful fumes, chemical waste, and aerosols. When these harmful byproducts get into our system, they causes lung cancer, GI pathologies, heart problems, allergies, deafness, and stillbirths. When we compare the uphills with the pitfalls of the current bone graft material used, hydroxyapatite, the advantages are they are readily available and they cause no donor site morbidity. However, the disadvantages are they cause occupational and environmental hazards. They are mainly act as a filler particle, meaning they form low volume of bone. They produce low yield during their production and are of a higher cost. This makes the disadvantages to take upper hand, thereby putting us into a situation where need of a newer bone graft material is of prime importance. When I was searching for materials that could be used as a bone graft, chitosan took the spotlight. Chitosan is a linear polysaccharide that is found abundantly in the exoskeleton of crustaceans, is analogous to glycosaminoglycans and is highly biocompatible. This biomaterial is easily obtained and eco-friendly. So, having the knowledge that chitosan is abundantly found in crustaceans, mainly shrimps, I came to know that about 10 kgs of shrimp waste is produced daily in Chennai. And with the fact that they are analogous to glycosaminoglycans and highly biocompatible, if extracted properly, can they be used as a bone graft material? This question gave me the interest to carry out a study in this subject. The aim of my study is to compare in vitro the adhesion properties of chitosan extracted from shrimp shell coated surface and non coated surface. Moving on to methodologies, my sample size was 45, which I divided into three groups having 15 samples each. The first group was the negative control group having glass slides that weren't coated with hydroxyapatite or chitosan. The second group was a positive control group that had glass slides coated with hydroxyapatite. The third group was the test group that had glass slides coated with chitosan. For convenience purpose, I divided the study into five stages. The first stage was tissue culture stage. In this stage, I obtained SaOS2 osteoblast cell line in a cryopreservation tube, added, added McCoy's 5A media to it, centrifuged it at 150 rpm for 1 minute. After centrifugation, I transferred the contents into the tissue culture flask, added McCoy's media, confirmed the presence of cells in under a microscope, then placed these tissue culture flask into an incubator where the cells grow. The second stage was extraction of chitosan. I collected about 100 grams of shrimp cells, pulverized it, demineralized it using HCl acid, then deproteinized it using NaOH and centrifuged the content. These contents were later heated up for deacetylization at 80 degrees Celsius. After deacetylization, I obtained chitosan. The third stage was coating chitosan and hydroxyapatite onto glass slides. To increase the surface area, I sandblasted the glass slides. After sandblasting, I surface treated the glass slides by placing them into a water bath containing piranha solution. After the silica crystals were exposed and ready for bonding, I placed the surface treated glass slides into a suspension containing hydroxyapatite and another suspension containing chitosan. They were allowing the materials to bond onto the glass slide. Once the coating was complete, I inoculated the cells onto the three groups and studied the cell adhesion using cytomorphometry with ImagePro software. I used regression as a statistical tool to obtain the statistical analysis. My results were the non-coated surface had a mean of 5 cells, while the hydroxyapatite coated surface had a mean of 12 cells and the chitosan coated surface had a mean of 36 cells. The maximum cell adhesion was seen in surfaces that was coated with chitosan. On statistical analysis, by conducting an ANOVA test, I got a value of 0, meaning my results were highly significant. So, moving on to discussion, when I studied the cell morphology of osteoblast in chitosan coated surface, the chitosan scaffold, I found that the cells showed prominent nucleus indicating high cellular activity. They had extending cellular processes, showed maximum number of cell adhesion, and cell clustering was evident. All these features are important for active bone formation by osteoblast. Then, when we look into the chitosan production, it produced a very high yield. About 93 grams of chitosan was produced from 100 grams of shrimp shells. They were very cost effective. The entire process of extraction was completed with a rupees of 180. They produced very low waste and had a very quick production time. The process of extraction completed within half an hour. This makes chitosan a potential bone graft material. I conclude by saying that I consider this study to be the milestone in the idea of using chitosan as a bone graft material. Further extensive studies in this topic can help us to use chitosan as a good bone graft material in the field of regenerative dentistry, and chitosan can become the new 2.0 for regenerative dentistry. These were my references. Thank you.